Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So we are from Assessing Speaking. We will presentate about present about assessing speaking. Next slide. Before that, I will introduce our group. First, myself, Mufidati, and my friends Tarisa Meliani, Anggina Sekarwardana, Rizfitri Lutfia, and Bayu Dwiki Prabowo. Next, okay, the first material will be explained by my friend Tarisa Meliani. Time is yours.
Okay. Speaking skills are defined as the skill which allow us to communicate effectively. Assessing speaking is challenging, however, because there are so many factors that influence our impression of how well someone can speak a language, and because we expect test scores to be courageous and appropriate for our purpose. The nature of speaking. In this chapter, I will present the way speaking is discussed in applied linguistics. Describing spoken language. First, the sound of speech. Assessing speech involves considering communicate effectiveness of rigid pronunciation standards, encompassing elements like individual sound, speed, and stress for a comprehension evaluation. Spoken grammar. Evaluating spoken grammar is crucial for monitoring language learners' advancement ranging from basic structures to more complex ones. Progress is evident in the transition from frequent errors to minimal or no mistakes over time. Spoken words. Assessing speaking skills involves looking at vocabulary use, which is important at higher levels. Good vocabulary can help convey ideas clearly, but using everyday words effectively also shows advanced speaking ability. The last one is slips and errors. In second language speech, slips and errors are typical with pronunciation and word choice mistakes, like saying I have 25 years instead of I am 25 years old, highlighting the learning process challenges. Next is speaking as meaningful interaction. For speaking and spoken interaction, developing speaking skills is vital for language learners, particularly in formal education. This oral interaction encompasses crucial abilities like comprehension, clarification, and effective presentation. The openness of meanings in interaction. In conversation, people seek meaning, but meanings aren't always clear. The last one is variation within spoken language use. Although spoken language as a whole can be contrast with written language, there is also a lot of systematic variation within spoken language use.
Jadi saya di sini akan membahas tentang speaking text. So, speaking text ini ada 5 poin. Yang pertama itu ada defining context and task. Yang pertama itu context. This involves aspects of language use like location, cognitive elements, experience, and conversational goals. And second one is a task. Language learning tasks are activities emphasizing comprehension, manipulation, production, or interaction with a focus on meaning. They include input data, activities, goals, teacher, and learner roles. Speaking text aim to achieve specific speaking goals through language use. And yang poin kedua itu about the issue of task difficulty. The concept of task difficulty is a complex one in defining curricula and tasks as it depends on various factors such as text characteristic, condition, and individual ability. Dan yang ketiga, overview of speaking text. So, overview of speaking text itu dibagi menjadi dua, open-ended speaking text and structured text. Jadi yang pertama saya akan bahas tentang open-ended speaking text. This text typically require a substantial amount of thought, which can manifest as a multiple turns between speaker or a single extended speaking turn. Structured speaking text yang kedua, this text often call for a limit production, and it is feasible to provide an exhaustive list of acceptable responses. And the choice between this type depends on the assessment goals and the specific language skill being evaluated. Yang keempat ada text-related document and material. For speaking assessment, crucial material includes rubric and examine instruction, text-related material used by examine, and instruction outline for examiners, and detailed administration instruction. These are essential for ensuring a smooth and fair assessment process. Text material. In speaking assessment, text material are written or picture-based research given to examine. These researches provide content or starting point for response, including role-play cards, menu, schedule, discussion topics, written text, picture, or a sequence of picture.
First, express how well the examiners can speak the language being tested. There are three methods of developing skills for assessing speaking. First one is intuitive methods. Intuitive methods is one where the teacher or instructor tests students' knowledge towards learning goals based on their experience and expertise. An example of an intuitive method in speaking assessment is the evaluation of intensive and involves the ability to use provided prompts to develop an idea and follow the provided speech patterns to develop an intrinsic understanding of the language. Second one is qualitative methods. Qualitative methods in speaking assessment involves the use of non-numerical data to gain insight into the process of speaking assessment, test taker behavior, and reader behavior. An example of a qualitative method in speaking assessment is discourse and conversation analysis, which involves the study of spoken language in its natural context to identify patterns of interaction and communication. The last one is quantitative methods. Quantitative methods involve the use of numerical data to measure and evaluate students' speaking abilities. An example of a quantitative method in speaking assessment is the use of rating scales to evaluate students' speaking abilities based on specific criteria such as pronunciation, grammar, and fluency. Another example is the use of automated speech recognition technology to analyze students' speaking performance and provide feedback on their pronunciation and grammar.
Is about the theoretical models. There are 6 points here. The first one is communicative competence and communicative language ability. So for the example in assessing communicative competence, speaking tests may evaluate a test taker's ability to engage in a real life scenario, such as ordering food at the restaurant or discussing a current event. The focus is on practical language use rather than isolate grammar knowledge. So for the next point is activity theory and sociocultural approaches to language learning. For example, like in considering sociocultural approaches, a speaking test could involve collaborate tasks where test takers work together to solve a problem or discuss a shared topic. This reflects the idea that language is developed through social interaction and cultural context. So for the next point is speaking as a process. For the example, like by Gates' model of speech as a process suggests that speaking involves planning, execution, and monitoring. A speaking test, a legion with this model may assess a test taker's ability to organize thought before speaking, articulate them during the speech, and make adjustment as needed. So for the fourth point is applying the models in test design. For example, like if the test is designed for assessing workplace, communication skills, and developers may analyze the specific communications needs within the test. Within that context, the test could then simulate work-related scenarios, evaluating how well test takers communicate in situations relevant to their professional environment. So for the first point is models as theoretical course. For example, like in a language course, A speaking assessment may focus on a specific theoretical model to enhance learning outcomes. For instance, if the goal is to promote effective communication skills, the assessment may emphasize fluency, vocabulary use, and coherence. So for the last point is the test-based model creation. For example, in a larger scale language assessment project, developers may create a test-specific theoretical model tailored to the unique requirement of the test. This could involve collaboration with experts to define the specific construction and criteria relevant to the assessment's goal. So now is about developing test specification. When creating a speaking assessment, individuals have their ideas about the type of speaking and will evaluate the assessment method and the rating criteria. So here, for the first one is type of speaking. For example, specification. The speaking assessment will focus on the ability of the test taker to engage in a spontaneous conversation. So this includes expressing opinions, providing information, and responding to promote in a natural and coherent manner. So for the next point is assessment method. Example specification, the assessment will utilize a one-on-one interview format where the test taker will interact with an examiner. The examiner will pose open-ended questions to elicit varied responses, assess the test taker's fluency, and observe their ability to sustain a conversation. So for the rating criteria, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 points for rating criteria. The first one is fluency. So the second point is vocabulary, and then grammar, syntax, coherent, and cohesion is about pronunciation. So for fluency, the ability to express thought without hesitation or undue pauses. So for the vocabulary, is appropriateness and range of vocabulary used in response. So for grammar and syntax is correct use of grammar rules and sentence structure. So for coherent and cohesion, how well ideas are organized and connected in the discourses. So for the last point is pronunciation, is then clarity and correctness in pronunciation to ensure effective communication. So
in this slide, you can see the screen developing speaking task. Example of the speaking task have a lot of types, but in this session, I just tell you 4 types. The first one is description task, and the narrative task, and the instruction task, and the last one is comparing and the contrasting task. Nah, jadi itulah beberapa example yang kita temukan di dalam penilaian yang biasanya kita sering temukan. Jadi kayak banyak poin-poin, tetapi saya cuma memberikan 4 contoh di sini. Nah, okay, for the first one, this is a description task. Description task have 2 example. The first one is interaction outline for a one-to-one interview. So, explaining about the example 1, this is describe to me and the room or area where you walk. Sometimes just there is kayak menjelaskan atau mendeskripsikan suatu tempat ataupun orang ataupun yang kayak berada di sekitar. There is one-to-one interview. Jadi itulah description yang pertama. Dan kedua yaitu interaction outline for a pair task in interview test. Nah, jadi kalau untuk yang contoh kedua ini dia itu kayak memberitahu atau memberikan suatu gambar untuk kamu menjelaskannya bagaimana. Jadi instruksinya itu ya, please describe your picture to each other and then talk about what is the similar in your picture and what is the different. Nah, jadi kayak setelah adanya di deskripsi ini pasti ada juga perbedaan ataupun membedakan dari gambar tersebut. Oke, yang kedua dari narrative task. Sorry. So narrative task it is only one example. Examine task book and the tab-based test. Nah, jadi sebenarnya kalau di dalam buku yang kita pelajari ini, kita tuh bisa banyak membaca tentang apa itu naratif tasknya, bagaimana kayak. Tapi karena kita ada keterbatasan waktu, jadi kita cuma memberikan satu example aja di dalam material ini. Nah, jadi kayak kalau untuk instructionnya, this is a please take 1 minute to look at the picture and think about the story. Nah, jadi kayak udah ada terpikirkan kan tadi itu mendeskripsikan. Nah, terus ini bagaimana sih naratif dari teks tersebut. Nah, kemudian kalau instruction number 3, there is instruction have one example. The example is interaction outline for one-to-one interview. Do you have a favorite shop where you often buy gas? Nah, jadi kayak bahasanya ini tuh lebih kayak bagaimana mereka memerintah di dalam teks tersebut. Jadi even if not, get the examiner to identify some shop for the product if the necessary. Jadi kayak imagine that we are standing in the front of your house. Tell me the shop from there. Okay, the last one is the comparing and contrasting task. Nah, jadi kan setelah kita udah menjelaskan apa itu deskriptif, naratif, deskriptif, pasti instruction pasti ada namanya comparing and contrasting. Nah, jadi kayak ini tuh sebenarnya mencakup aja dari antara semua sampel yang sudah kita pelajarkan ini. Jadi kalau untuk comparing itu kan udah biasa kita tahu, dari membedakan ataupun membedakan. Jadi antara satu teks ini dan teks ini bagaimana sih tasnya. Actually, reliable and valid speaking assessment. Nah, jadi kenapa bahasanya kita itu harus bagaimana caranya kita itu tahu validasi dari assignment dari speaking itu dan bagaimana relation-nya dan bagaimana reliable-nya. Nah, jadi kalau untuk yang kita ketahui yang pastinya kita pertama itu harus mendesain the rating process. Nah, jadi kayak bagaimana sih kita itu menilai dari prosesi mereka itu. Jadi itu juga termasuk cakupan dari speaking assignment. Dan kemudian yang kedua yaitu reporting scores and giving feedback. Nah, setelah memberikan nilai untuk dari assignment speaking ini, kenapa? Jadi kita kayak memberitahu kepada orang atau yang mengerjakan ini, kenapa kita memberikan skor segitu, karena alasannya begini-begini. Setelah itu kurangnya apa? Dan kita harus memberikan feedback to the audience of the individualism when he speak or spoken in front of you. Dan yang the last one is aiming for useful speaking score. Nah, jadi kayak di dalam kamu memberikan tugas ini ataupun nilai ini udah valid atau udah benar nggak sesuai dengan dari skor yang ataupun kemampuan mereka saat berbicara. Jadi itulah beberapa cakupan dalam validasi speaking assignment.